on the vlog. I'm putting you on the vlog.
Starting this podcast, it's something that Crystal and I have talked about for a long time. And really the goal of today's episode is we just want to introduce ourselves and kind of tell everyone who is listening a little bit about who we are and also a little bit about the vision and the heartbeat of the show. As I started spending time with the young adults in our community, I really realized that there was this huge need for an understanding of mental health in the job that I was doing. And we have the privilege of serving a diverse group at the Harbor every Thursday night. And so kind of as that happened, I approached you, and you were kind enough to see me and talk with me and just give me a lot of guidance.
It was very encouraging for me as well that you were seeking answers. As I would go out and educate the community on Christian mental health, and I would talk to other pastors, they were having the same questions, but they weren't reaching out, and I don't think they really knew who to reach out to. So I was really glad that we were in each other's path for that. But it was encouraging that you cared enough to ask, and you were seeking out those answers, and that you understood the impact, that you really do have to address that to be able to reach them on the level that you're trying to reach them.
A lot of times when we can educate people about the different things that are happening in their mind, then that in and of itself can be so practical because that can give them the tools to walk forward.
Wherever you are in your beliefs, learning how that affects your thinking, your feeling, and your actions. That is mental health. My thoughts, my feelings, my actions. And when there's a misalignment, when there's a gap, and those aren't in alignment in any way, it's in the gap that we get ourselves in trouble. But if we operate out of our core center of beliefs, think about it. If you're happy, you might dress one way, eat one way, spend your money a certain way. If you're sad, all of those daily decisions you make are going to look a certain way.
Yeah.
If you're depressed, all of those daily decisions are going to look a certain way. But if you're making all of those decisions based out of your core center of beliefs, that brings some stability to those decisions in spite of how you're feeling.
And I think there are so many people out there who love people who are struggling with mental health and just don't exactly know what to do, whether someone's walking through grief or anxiety and they're almost paralyzed because they don't want to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And so I think this is going to be a huge resource for them. What I'd like to ask is, what are your hopes and dreams for this podcast?
My hope is that God will use it in any way He sees fit. My dream is that people will feel encouraged and ask questions so we can be relevant and have some practical tools that people can use.